Go.
Hi guys, how y'all doing out there today?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. So I have with me today, very proud and honored to have Mr. Johnny Noise, punk rock brother man, with me,
Hey guys, how's everybody
and
going?
our
Hey.
very special
Hey,
guest today, Bobby and Diana Steele of the Undead.
That's what I'm talking about.
Thank
Woo!
you guys so much for being a part of this and coming on our channel, and been fans of y'all for a long time, and me and John were just stoked to have you on here. We're like really excited.
Punk rock royalty right here. There's no doubt
thanks.
about it.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having us.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
problem, no problem.
appreciate you, you guys coming out and doing our show. Um, we know that you guys had a new release, new LP recently, and we kind of would like to dive into that and discuss how all that came to be and so Henry has I'm sure a few questions to kind of start things off.
Yeah, I do. One of my questions though, before we get into the new LP, is now when you started the Undead, Bobby, you started post mortem as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so was it hard to start up your own label? I mean, was it a lot of legwork to start up your own record label from the ground up?
It really wasn't. I mean, the hardest thing is coming up with the name for the label. From there, especially like, back in the early 80s, pressing a 7-inch, I mean, you were paying, I think, like 35 cents a copy to have them pressed. So
Yeah.
it was easier to come up with the money to do it and, get the jobs done. And, it's not like today, like, even to press a single, you're going to spend like, like $4 or $5 a copy. So just raising the money to be able to press a decent number of records is like not as easy for people. But starting the label was just a matter of coming up with a name.
Oh wow, that's cool. That's cool. Awesome, because I would think that it would be like a lot of hard work and a lot of paperwork or things of that nature.
I guess it would seem that way, but like, I learned how to do it from Glenn. I mean, he started Blank Records, sold that, and then started Plan 9. It was just like a matter of just like having a name and just putting something out with it, and it's, that establishes it like legally as your name.
Wow, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Diff-
um,
Different world back then, definitely different world back
Yeah.
then. So yeah.
so so act your rage again. What was the inspiration to instead of just get with the current lineup and just go in the four of you and redo the songs? What was the idea to have special guests on the album?
That was Joe's idea.
Joe's idea, our drummer, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he thought of it and Diana like executed it.
That's awesome. I was surprised to be sure because when I got potential spam, I was like, hey, this is right. If this is if this is has things to come on it, what's to come on it, I was just like, yeah, this thing's gonna be rocking when it comes out. And I was just surprised because it's a plethora of and a who's who of musicians on there. I mean, you have Rick Rivets, that was one of the original New York Dolls.
Yeah.
You have Goolsby on there playing bass, and he sings on a track. You have, of course, the great Tim Capello, which is interesting because I think I told Diana on Messenger one time that I was looking at a comic book store and they had a Lost Boys comic, and his character from the movie was in there, and his character's name is called the Believer, and he's one of the good guys. He's like the Frog Brothers. He
The Frog
he
Brothers.
he hunts down vampires. So that was pretty cool. Um, was it very? That leads me into my next question. Was it hard to get every I know that everybody didn't come on all at once, but was it hard to organize
Yeah, to gather these
when,
people together.
yeah, to get everybody together to do the tracks for the album?
Well, some of them came to our house.
Yeah, Tim came to our house, Des
Yeah.
came to our house, Goolsby came to our house. But
Wow.
because of like the digital technology, like a lot of the stuff was just shot back and forth through email, so it made it a lot easier.
Yeah, it does. When you can fire off an MP4 file or whatever off a studio
Yeah,
file, whatever, and send back and forth. And that's how we did the new noise stuff. Was just strictly from one room to the next and shot to Jersey, and so it works out really good with the nowadays. Where before you'd have to drag everybody somewhere,
yeah.
some studio, and then but yeah, that's so awesome. When we saw the list of artists that were on there, I said, "How in the heck did you guys pull this one off, man?"
Yeah, that's what I was
I
like.
mean, it's like this is like the who's who, And so I was kind of taken aback. I was like, "Wow, that is definitely pretty awesome."
Well, a lot of it came down to Diana. She wasn't afraid to talk to people and to ask them to be on it. So, like, I mean,
Yeah,
she would say to me, like, we would meet somebody, and she'd be like, "Oh,
Can
talk
they be
to him,
on the record?
talk to him," and I'd be like, "No," and she'd go, "I'll talk to him now." I said, "Go ahead,"
oh
and
my God,
she'd go, and they'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
Everybody was super nice.
Yeah.
Like just so sweet.
Oh,
wow.
that's
Well,
awesome. That's awesome.
well, I mean, who wouldn't want to be on? That's the whole that's from my perspective. I'd be like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. So
Well,
how's the I mean you got I'm assuming sales are clicking along. I mean, everything's going pretty good with it, or
Yeah, sales are going pretty good on it. We've just about sold out of we sold out of the purple vinyl. Now we're into
okay,
the orange, and we've sold like almost half of the orange vinyl. So, between that and like Spotify streaming is like doing really, really well. We've been asking people just like, really help us like build those numbers. So go out there and,
right,
and listen to us on Spotify and, all those other streaming services, just that those numbers go up because then more people get, you know, draws more people's attention to it and we pick
oh
up
yeah,
more fans. We've like doubled like the listenership on Spotify in just like the last week.
oh
So,
wow, okay,
it is helping, because when you start getting those numbers, it starts popping up on different playlists, all over on
right,
Spotify. So, it's been a really big help. And, from that, like now we're starting to get like more orders for like the LPs and the CDs. So, we're just trying to figure out like what's going to be the next color.
yeah. Well, I want the autograph copy, so I'm gonna go order mine
yeah.
Sure.
for
I
sure.
know. I know. I put mine in for a signed copy because let me duck my big fat head out of the way. But a lot of the stuff behind me is signed stuff from
Wow.
all different walks of the punk rock life.
That's
Uh,
cool. Is that one of Joey Image's drum heads?
Yeah.
yes, that
Yeah,
is. Let me take that down real quick so I can show you guys. And I have you guys a sticker right here as well. Uh, you know, uh, y'all saw that piece that I did honoring him on his birthday.
Yeah.
I really do miss him. He asked me one day when I put in the order for it, and he was going to do it for me. He said, "What's your favorite color?" And I said, "Purple." And lo and behold, when I got it and pulled it out of the box, it had the purple background. And
Wow.
That's really cool. That's
oh, that's
really cool.
awesome.
All the years I knew Joey,
didn't
I
know.
never knew he had any artistic ability. He never ever like gave any indication like that. When I started seeing those things, I was blown away.
yeah, he was a really cool dude. I always enjoyed talking to him. Um, when he started getting real sick, I went out and got this done.
Wow.
And
Right.
that on the drum head, this uh looked a little bit more comic book, and my tattoo artist Danny was like, I can make that to where it looks a little bit more like a portrait. And I said, go ahead and do it, And she
Wow.
drew it out first, and I was like, you know what, go ahead and stick it, So when I came home, the first thing I did was take a picture and send it to Joey on Messenger,
Yeah.
and he was like, "That's badass." Oh, I miss talking to that guy so much, man. I mean,
Yeah.
I really also wanted to say that I've seen the footage of him playing with you guys before he
Yeah,
got
it
too
was,
sick to play,
Yeah.
that
and
was really
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he was amazing. And then there's the Joey Image Trio footage that's on YouTube, where he plays the creepy tiki lounge, and it's him and two other guys, and his drum, like, oh man, it was something to watch him play the drums.
Yeah. Yeah. He was a powerhouse.
Definitely, definitely, definitely.
That's
And I I do want to say that it's coming up on the anniversary of his passing. He sent me I can't really pull that one off the wall just yet because it's kind of fastened up there. But about a week or two before he passed away, he sent me an original Human Buffet 7 inch,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't played it yet, but I just got a record player in. Uh, so on the anniversary of his passing on the channel, I'm gonna play that 45 for the first time since I've
Oh wow.
that's cool.
That's
yeah.
cool. That's
So
cool.
just to throw a little tribute to honor the man. He was
Yeah.
Right.
there wasn't any question he wouldn't answer, and at first, I had, of course, had questions about his time in the Misfits and all, and he always answered all the questions, and but then after a while it became like, hey, what are you doing today? How's the family, and how's this and that going, and talking
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell
became
them
more
about my
personal.
work day and things like that, and
Yeah, more
we
personal.
yeah, more
Right.
personal. We
Um,
became friends that way, and like I said, he was just an all around good guy, and I really miss him a whole lot.
I used to talk to him on Messenger, and it
Yeah.
was never about the Misfits or
Yeah.
you or anything. It
Yeah.
was just life and cancer and stuff he was going
Yeah.
through. And
Uh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, it was rough. He whenever he would send me something, he'd send me letters with it, and he'd always say, this cancer stuff sucks. It hurt.
Yeah.
It just made me feel so, because I cared about the guy,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
it just made, it hurt me deep down inside that, I felt kind of because I couldn't do I couldn't really do anything.
Yeah. I know.
that's what got me upset
Yeah.
because I had liver cancer too, and
oh
he
wow.
basically couldn't afford to be cured. I mean, he could have had a transplant. He could have gone through things, and that's why he started doing the drum heads and stuff. But nobody should die because of a lack of money.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that's
Right.
definitely.
basically he,
Right.
he didn't he didn't have the money, and that was really bad.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way it is. Unfortunately, healthcare
Yeah,
is a blank check.
Yeah, sure, it
If
sure
you
is.
fill out if you fill out the check, you can get all the healthcare you want.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
kind of in a way that's kind of it's just kind of tough, and and we're fortunate being a military family. When Janelle had her
oh yeah,
bout with colon cancer, is I just paid the co-pays, but we were,
wow.
Yeah.
this is it'll set you back. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
emotionally, because we're like, what do we do? I'm like, what do you do? It's just you almost like you freeze up because you don't know what to do.
right.
It's a shame that someone
Yeah.
should have had the care and should have gotten cured or had a chance to have 10, 15, 20 more years or whatever it might be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Exactly.
So it's tough, but
That's actually why we did potential spam. On a lesser thing, it was because our son's dog got cancer too,
oh wow.
and we were trying to get the funds to help him. Unfortunately, his was too far gone, and we
Yeah. The
couldn't
rescue
help.
helped us out, so like we decided to do the CD to like
Yeah, to help.
give them some money.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean, I just wish it could have happened for Joey. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
yeah.
This
It's,
this picture I got from Joey, signed from Joey. It's the Halloween
Oh
'79, I
yeah,
believe.
yeah.
oh, so yeah.
The guy from well, Joey signed it, but the cat that's doing No Balls records sent
But
that to
Stefan.
me. Yeah,
Oh
Stefan.
uh,
Yeah, Stefan.
yeah.
He he apparently had stacks, and if you donated, he'd send you you know a signed picture from Joey. So yeah,
Wow.
this is the one I ended up getting. I was so
wow.
happy when I got it, and there was all sorts of moves. You know, the siblings of Sam Hain is what they're called. They did a cover of Night of the Living Dead and put that, and all the proceeds went to Joey, and whatever kind of uh, help I could do, I did. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
Didn't Stefan do something for us
Yeah,
too?
yeah.
Yeah,
The 12 hits from hell
yeah,
he put out for
he
us.
did that. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
yeah, definitely. When I saw that, I was like, oh, I gotta tell them about the picture, from
Yeah.
that Stefan sent me. So yeah,
Wow.
so but getting back to the
Back to
actor
the music
raids,
product. Yeah.
uh, so who does the artwork for your albums or for this LP?
Yeah, that
We
that
we
was
had
pretty
a
cool.
we had a guy on a split that we did with
With the Moors.
the Moors. I don't know if you saw that one.
Body
Yeah,
bag
I have
pinata.
it. I have
Oh, you
I
there?
have
I
it.
should know better.
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
it. It's on my wall back here too,
yeah.
underneath the human buffet. So
I I love that one. We said we were because they have a hearse, like an old school hearse, and we had the hearse, and we said let's have a battle on top of the hearses, and in the middle we were fighting with our instruments, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
Yeah.
a body bag, and they called him
Body
I
bag
body
pinata.
bag pinata, and we loved his artwork so much. He was so easy to work with. Like anything we asked him, he would change or do, and I liked it. So I said, let's do it for this one and have it like the younger version of us fighting the older
Older
version.
version.
And
Yeah,
and it's funny because when he saw the picture, Joe, the drummer, he was the
yeah,
youngest one in the group. He goes, "Why am I the youngest and I'm in the wheelchair now?"
yeah,
So yeah, it was kind of ironic, but
yeah.
I think it was just it's fun
He did
artwork.
a great job. Yeah,
Yeah,
gotten a lot of compliments on it.
yeah.
Oh, it's
And
awesome. It's
yeah,
awesome.
he's amazing. How do you say his name?
I think it's Goratsu.
Garazo?
Sure.
Garazo? Yeah,
it looks like Corazo. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
yeah.
yeah,
But he's incredible. He really is an amazing artist.
yeah,
I,
yeah,
I
I
thought
think
it turned out really well. It's one of those things where you're gonna order the vinyl, don't unwrap it, that goes on the wall, and then order the CD to play it.
yeah,
You hate to ruin the vinyl, so to speak. You know, I had a lot of that in my studio too. It's like, no, don't touch the vinyl. Either download it or get the CD and play it that way. Because
yeah. We've had a lot of people like buy the vinyl and the CD.
yeah, because you don't
Really?
want to open up that vinyl. I
Yeah.
don't. I just leave them sealed
Yes.
up. For
Oops.
sure.
well,
Yeah,
I just got a record player, so vinyl's new to me. So I open everything
you
I
open it up.
get.
That's
Yeah.
how I am. I know. And
Yeah,
I don't handle it carefully and Bobby's like, "No."
Get your
no,
fingers off of it.
fingers off of it.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
put your fingers on
Yeah.
it.
Your vinyl is on the way. If you haven't got it yet, it should be on its way.
Yeah, I checked the mail today, and it wasn't there. But I'll probably get it. I think I checked the tracking. I should either get it tomorrow or the next day. But,
Okay, good.
yeah, the delivery is pretty prompt. I was gonna say I love how the guy is holding the original,
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah,
original
yeah,
yeah,
album
yep.
cover in his hand, and he just looks like. Ugh.
I know. Yeah, he was holding something to fight it. I said, "Put the record in there."
yeah.
It's like a double, yeah,
That
double
was
plug.
very clever. I thought that was a very clever idea. That's because I didn't I couldn't see what it was until I actually got the
Got
CD
it in your
Yeah,
hand.
itself,
that's what I was
and I'm
worried
Right.
like,
about when he put it in there. I'm like, is it going to be big enough to be
Yeah.
noticeable? But it is.
yeah,
It's pretty
it
cool.
definitely is because I was
Yeah,
like, what does he have in his
I
hand there?
know.
And I looked closer, and I'm
And
like,
then we were like,
oh
then we
shit,
were showing friends different color
Oh
variations of
yeah.
like, the awning would be a different color. It
Yeah.
would set the whole background. We had like 4 different options, and we are like, what do we do? So we're like just asking people, but this was the one everybody seemed to like.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's amazing. I really love the where it says the undead, and it looks like the front
The
of
CBGBs.
CBGBs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
CBGBs.
that
yeah.
color is just awesome. It's just
That
totally awesome.
that brings back
Oh,
a
maybe that'll be the
ton of
next color.
memories.
That purple,
The purple.
the lavender color. That's what we were gonna use.
Yeah.
Well,
Is
that
there
wouldn't be a bad idea.
yeah?
It's an
Speaking
awesome
about
color.
CBs, someone said that there was. I'm not sure if there still is at one of the airports. They have like a CBGB's booth or something, or like a storefront or something. That
I
they're
think I
doing.
heard something about that at Newark Airport, I think.
Was it Newark? Yeah, well, I'm like, really? Because that place got demolished a while back, right? I mean,
It's
uh,
crazy.
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, CBG was crazy to begin with. I mean,
Yeah.
it was kind of a scary place to go and perform. And I try to explain it to some people. If you haven't lived that, and walked into CB's, it was really kind of shady, in a way. It's like,
I guess if you're not used to it, yeah. I mean, I was there a lot, so I got used to it
got
like
used to
this.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our son got us it was like a coloring book. Remember over there somewhere?
It's up there, that framed.
Yeah, and it's a
Yeah.
CVGs, and it even shows you the bathroom and how you're supposed to
Oh my
color it.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's funny.
Yeah,
that's too
Yeah.
funny.
I went to they had, for a while, they had like a rock and roll Hall of Fame annex in New York City, and
Okay.
they gave me a free tour of it, and they actually had like a recreation of the CBGB's bathroom.
Oh my God. No way.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's too
Wish
I,
we
funny.
had
I,
that handy.
Oh,
I'll
I
tell
don't
you,
think,
well, go ahead, John. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying a lot of bands cycled through there. I mean, a lot of bands.
yeah.
I don't know if people realize, how many people have, Maxes and CVs and Peanut Gallery and stuff like that cycle through the whole club scene back in the day. And that's how you got your music out. It wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah, so many people got their start there, and like
right.
a lot of people don't even know like Hilly Crystal's history, but like in the 50s he was running the Village Vanguard, and he gave a lot of people that became famous in like the 60s and 70s their first breaks, like Stiller and Mira,
Mm.
the comedy team, Ben Stiller's parents,
Yeah.
Wow.
George Carlin, like a lot of like these like legends, like from back then even got their first break from Hilly.
Wow.
Wow. I never
That's
Yeah.
knew that. I
yeah.
just
It,
knew
it,
him
it was
as
a
he
place to be.
started up CBGBs.
Well, it was country, bluegrass. I forget the whole phonetic breakdown of
Country,
it, but
bluegrass, and
bluegrass
blues.
and
Yeah.
blues. Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the
And
other
then we
part of
destroyed it
it
with punk
was,
rock.
yep. And then it was like something, I forget what the OMFEG stood
Oh,
for, but
oh
the
origin,
Gorman
yeah, it was original music for Gorfindizer. For
Gorfandizers. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I have trouble saying that word.
Gormandizers.
Yeah. I have trouble saying that last word.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was about to say I never went to CBGBs, but down here in San Antonio, Texas, the you know the lore of CBGBs is really heavy, but the bathroom was the stuff of legends around here.
Yeah.
It was
Where
almost
is
like a
that book?
scary fairy tale or
I don't
something.
know. It's got to be up there somewhere.
Um,
Like a
it's,
picture.
it's stuff of Tidy Bowl legends.
yeah,
It's
Tiny
Stuff
Bowl
of
Legends.
nightmares.
some nightmares.
Yeah.
This
Um,
is crazy.
also, I wanted to tell y'all. I went last month to see the Subhumans. They came to San Antonio. Um, and they sold out this new club here in town called the Rah Rah Room. And let me tell you something about here in San Antonio. We love the Undead because every single, I'm not kidding, every single punk big biker guy with the leather, whether it was a leather or a jean jacket or a vest, every single one had the Undead patch on it. Every
Seriously?
single person that I saw.
Wow.
And that place was sold out to capacity. I was like, there's an Undead patch. There's an Undead patch. And it was just like every single person that had like a leather or a jean jacket, every single one had an Undead patch on there.
Wow.
Maybe we should play.
Yeah, maybe we should play down there.
You should.
Hello? Yeah.
San Antonio would love it. I tell you.
Wow. We played. I think we played there once. I can't remember what the place was called. It was only like a couple of blocks away from the Alamo.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was
I think it
probably
was like
probably somewhere on St. Mary Street because that's where like for the longest time the club to play at in San Antonio was down like it's near the downtown area on St. Mary's. It was called the White Rabbit back then, but now they call it the Paper Tiger. Um, there's a lot of places. There's the Vibes Event Center that's near downtown, but
Where was Nutt brought to?
there was
Austin.
awesome. Yeah, I'm kicking myself for missing that show. I really wanted to go, but I don't. I think I was gonna have the day off from work, and somebody called in, and I had to stay. Because the type of work I do, I work armed security for the city of San Antonio bus transit system. So
Wow.
I can't just leave my post. I have to be properly relieved by the next guard coming in. And I was so mad when that happened. I was like, "What you're gonna do?" You know? Well, we don't have anybody to come in. I said, "Well, that's not my problem."
Oh man.
But
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
San Antonio
luckily,
would be a good show. Come on out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot there's a lot more places to play than there used to be.
Yeah.
But I know you guys could do the Rah Rah Room or Paper Tiger or Vibes. I would really recommend those three, but the Rah Rah Room, I know you
It's
guys
the best.
will love it because
Yeah.
it's just got that vibe to it, you know.
Wow.
Yeah. We're going down to Macon. Well, I think Henry, you're going to try to come out too.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
Okay,
fly out
a
there.
few theaters, the Macon Art Center are done, and it's really nice. It's a full on, big theater, and there's another smaller theater downtown, and we tried to get Erie to come out a couple times, so we're still kind of working on that. But Sugar Virus, Jason Virus, now he's the singer for John Christ. He and I hooked up at a Danzig show a few years back. So I've been going down to Macon when he has shows and jumping on stage, which is, I took Crimson Carry down there a few times too, and they have a really nice setup in Macon. Full on dressing rooms, everything you need. And we were like, wow, this is it. This is nice. This is not getting dressed in the back of a van trying to get to do your gig.
Nice.
So there's two different venues that are, and they pack out down there. They really do. So that's we'll be down. I think was that Henry? August 23rd? I think somewhere around there.
22nd, I believe.
22nd. So
yeah, I believe it's the 22nd.
So we kind of bounce back and forth. And you guys said you had come out to Huntsville at one time. Did you play the Huntsville show?
Played Huntsville. Like that was like when I was just going up by myself. I couldn't find musicians. And we were getting like a lot of gig offers. So like I just like somebody suggested. So I went out and I like learned how to program MIDI, and I programmed every drum beat, every bass line, like onto a MIDI like not sampler, sequencer. And then I got like a drum sampler, and I got like a bass sampler, and I used like the the sequence to drive all those, and I just went out and I did I remember I did Huntsville, I did um, New Orleans, and the
Wow.
responses were really good. So we wound up getting more gig offers just going out doing that thing.
Yeah,
That's what Tim Capella does.
Yeah,
He basically goes out on his own
yeah,
and he just plays the sax and has to have
does
the
his thing. Yeah,
yeah, just by
yeah,
himself.
yeah. For my situation now too, I just like if Jason's playing or the Casket Kids, or sometimes I just call and say, hey, what are you guys doing? I'll just jump on for a couple songs and then jump off just to have
yeah.
because it's very addicting to have that stage time. And if I don't have a little bit, even a few minutes here or there, I'm like, man, I gotta do something.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm just so. But yeah, that's another. We have access to the Mars Music Hall now. The Casket Kids, one of those actually Christian works there, and he had set it up where they allowed him to have one show to see how many people they can bring to this Mars. It's a fair sized venue. It's the raised stage, lighting, everything, and they brought like 500 some odd people in just on a whim. So now they're allowing them to book some more shows, and that would be a good consideration too, because
That would be,
pretty.
yeah,
It's a big venue. It's not some bar somewhere. It's a
yeah.
full on theater type arrangement, and so that would be killer.
That's great.
Yeah,
Is that with all the seats and everything, or like a regular
they
theater?
have like an open area at Mars. I think they have some seating, but it's just a large theater type setting. But they have a
Okay.
big front area that's open. The
Yeah.
same thing with the theaters in Macon. You have a big area where it's wide open. Then towards the back, they have some seating.
Yeah, that's
The
better.
last
Yeah, I
video,
like that.
yeah, the last video that we shot in Macon, there was like maybe 8, 10 people up against the security gate, But when
Yeah.
we did Four Non Blondes, and when Anna held up the microphone, you heard like hundreds of people singing the chorus, but you didn't see them. It was like, where's it coming from? Well, they're sitting in the back. I guess they didn't want to get trampled by the mosh pit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
going to ensue shortly, So, but yeah, there's a lot of options in this area, and I know Texas is huge. So I was down in San Antonio too at the Air Force Base, and I know there's a lot of stuff going on down there.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Once
have
you guys once you guys can get things kind of settled and get back out, just let us know. We'll set it up however you want to do it. It would be fantastic.
Let's try to set something up over the summer.
Yeah.
We
sounds
can.
good to me.
We can.
Just let me know, and
Yeah.
if we have time when you guys do come down, we can do the haunted tour of San Antonio. They have a place right outside of River Center Mall that's next to the Alamo, and they take you to different places downtown that are known to be haunted. And let me tell you something. At River Center Mall, there used to be a bookstore there, and the River Center Mall is a 3-story mall. There's a river level, a street level, and then a level above that. But on the river level, there used to be a bookstore, and every couple of years, every 2 or 3 years, that bookstore would catch on fire, and they could never find what started the fire.
Wow.
And it'd always be in the middle of the night too. So, yeah, that's there's some strange things. There's part of the missions out there, and my fiance Rosie and I, we did it just for fun one day because we didn't even know that tourist place was there. We just kind of happened to stumble across it, so we did.
Yeah.
We did it, and there was what used to be the back in the day, it was the judge's house that was there on the Alamo grounds.
Yeah.
And you could see shadows dancing off the walls. It was weird. Yeah, it was just,
wow.
Yeah.
I'd be gone. I'd be out the door. See ya.
Yeah.
See you later. I'm out of
Where's your
here.
sense of adventure?
Hey.
They're not going to hurt you.
Yeah, that's a little rough for me because we have a pet sitting business, and when people go on vacation, like sometimes I'm at the house in the morning, and then sometimes like I've been at the house like at midnight letting dogs out. And there was one house, it was like a big Victorian house, and I'd have to take care of cats all the way in the basement, cats all the way in the attic. And I had some weird thing
God.
there where I heard music coming out of this one thing, and I went to open this box. It was like a big Victrola unit. Like there should have been something in there playing music. When I opened the box, there was nothing in it, and I like booked out of there. And now I'm like, please don't anybody tell me anything scary that I'm gonna be there at midnight, crawling through these areas, and like I'm not good with that now. So if I go to a house at midnight, I'm usually on the phone with somebody,
Yeah.
and I'm like, just talk to me as I go through here, because I don't like being alone anymore. I used to love that, but now no,
Oh my God.
I
When,
get too scary.
yeah. Well, when you guys were down in New Orleans, did you go to the dungeon?
No.
Oh wow, man. Yeah. I was stationed down in New Orleans. I actually did 3 tours. I was down there for over 12 years. So I got with the band and we played, Tipitinas, we do all kinds of stuff. Anyway, there's a club called the Dungeon. They open up at midnight. It's just this door with kind of a round top on it, and you go in there, and all the like the vampire guys who do all the spooky tours in New Orleans, they all kind of hang out there. So I walk in this bar for the first time. I'm like, oh, I'm never leaving. This is like the greatest thing ever. They played all kinds of, they had just that vibe. These kids, maybe they took it a little bit too seriously, but I'm like, no, I'm staying here because but it's a really super cool place. But I thought maybe you guys, when you were down,
No, usually when we play a town, we
you're in,
we
you're
we
out.
get in, we play, and we're gone. We never really get to see much.
Chance to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But how did you get getting back to the LP? Was the choir it
Alice
escapes me now.
Cooper.
Alice Cooper? How did that happen?
We were coming back from a tour in California,
Yeah,
and we stopped at Alice Cooper's
teen center.
Teen Center. Yeah, and
Wow.
you were doing something with the music writing class or
Yeah,
something, and we got to meet the kids, and they were really awesome. And we said, well, we're working on this project, would you want to do some backing vocals? And by the time we came back, we sent them everything, and they were pretty quick,
yeah.
sent us everything. So yeah, we were like blessed to have them on there. It
Yeah.
was kind of a fun thing.
That was that whole day, just like hanging out with those kids, jamming
Yeah.
with them, just talking and stuff was really a great thing. I mean, Diana and I are both like huge Alice Cooper fans, so just
Right. Yeah.
getting to be there was like such a great honor for us.
Yeah, meanwhile, these kids see him all the time,
Yeah.
and like, do you understand how lucky you are?
Yeah, really.
Right. Right.
But
They,
it's
Definitely.
awesome what he does there, because those kids get to take lessons. And I mean, even Alice's wife, will come in and teach some dance, and but it's all free.
Yeah, they got like a state-of-the-art recording studio
Yeah.
there. I mean,
And it's like they have a big like lounge area where these kids can play different games, and
smoothies,
they have smoothies. They have it's
free dental care.
but they take care of, like,
Yeah.
teens and up, and they can take art, dance. It's just
Yeah.
amazing what they do there. It's like it made me want to move there. It's so
wow.
cool.
Wow.
That sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
That's
That
awesome.
sounds like you'd have trouble getting me out the door of that place.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
that's wild. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, how did it get anything related to Alice Cooper? I was
Oh,
like,
man.
what the heck? I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen some of the videos and stuff from the past. And I forget the name of the song where you had the top hat and the cane, and you were in the cemetery. And I'm trying to think of the song.
Oh, Be My
Oh,
Ghoul.
Be
Be
My
My
Ghoul.
Ghoul, love
Yeah.
it, love it. And it has that vibe to it. So you project that, especially in that video. There's definitely that Alice Cooper thing going on. So then when I saw that on the LP, I'm like, son of a gun, got Alice Cooper's.
Yeah, are they
What
related?
Yeah.
going on? Yeah, exactly.
We actually got a picture with him, and we had Lily, our skunk at the time, and we took a picture with Alice, and he looked at it and he was like, wow, we look like we could be a family, because we were all in black and white.
All in
Like,
black,
it
yeah.
was a black and white photo without being black and white.
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it was cool.
He's
Yeah.
a great
I
guy.
I've seen that photo, and I think I saw it it popped up on Facebook or
Oh, with
something, and
Lily too.
with
Yeah.
Lily too. Yeah, with Lily too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah,
So I was like,
Cool.
that's just awesome.
Right? I know. He looks like the Godfather
The
sitting in the middle,
Godfather.
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's crazy. So
Yeah.
what's left of the music scene? Like in New York and New Jersey. Yeah, I mean, any of the old venues even around anymore? I mean,
Our daughter's in a band and cover band, and it
yeah.
seems like everybody around this area in New Jersey, they just want cover bands.
Yeah,
They want people to
Oh
go
wow.
in, know the music, dance to it, and so it's really hard for people that have their own music, their own bands. So we usually have to leave the state.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah.
yeah. We got to travel like at least like 2 or 3 hours out of this area before like we can get paid anything.
Yeah.
Oh
They
wow.
That
it's
that's a lot of what's going on. Some of what's going on here in San Antonio too. It's like you're not going to be successful unless you're a cover band, and
yeah.
well, and
Bobby
that's
went to go ahead.
I was gonna say that's probably why I have so much trouble because a lot of people ask me, "Hey man, you're a pretty solid bass player. How come you don't have a band up and going?" I said because it's hard to do it in this town because everybody wants to do a cover band, and I want to
Right.
do original stuff. I
Yeah,
don't mind doing cover. I play a lot of cover videos on the channel, and
Yeah.
that's just to keep the spirit of the music alive. And who doesn't want to hear those songs? But I'd rather go out there and do the original music that I do,
Right.
rather than go
yeah,
out there and succeed as some other, like being on the shoulders of another band's success. I'd rather just do my own thing, write my
yeah,
own
yeah,
songs and
Yeah.
write my own music, and that's just hard to do in this town.
yeah,
I know. Bobby actually said we'd probably get more venues to accept us if we were an Undead cover band.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
But we played a gig that we had to play like 3 sets, which we don't usually do.
yeah.
In was it Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania,
At
Lancaster.
a haunt, but it was really cool because we did get to play like a lot of fun covers that
Yeah,
we normally don't do. So I had a blast, I
yeah.
thought
That was good. That
it
was
was
fun.
fun
Yeah,
adding like Beatles and we did Miss Hyde and all
yeah,
these just off the wall
yeah.
um yeah,
Just like all kind of like stuff that we like,
that we
Yeah,
liked.
sure.
Ramones and Misfits
Yeah, we
covers,
would
of
just pick
course,
stuff
and
we liked and
Yeah.
throw
yeah,
it out there.
Beatles.
No, it
That's
sounds
it's
awesome.
it's so different from you know back in the '80s where anybody can do an open mic night or it was it was
Yeah,
pretty much
Yeah.
I think it was pretty much wide open back then. We played the
Yeah.
showplace in Dover a bunch of times and it was just you know
that place was great. Yeah,
yeah I think our first show I'm not sure if we were still like implosion or did we start the morning? No, I don't remember. I know like almost nobody was there except like the Go-Go Girls and the bartender. So it was like when we played. That was I mean I don't remember exactly the time frame of that, but yeah, it was a big place.
yeah.
It was a pretty big venue. That's
They had a lot of big shows there.
they had a lot, they had a whole wall of artists when you walk in there who have performed. Of course,
Yeah,
when we went, it was it was an open mic or open band thing, whatever you want to call it, and it was it was pretty desolate as opposed to playing CBs and Maxes where no matter who was playing, that place was just pack out regardless because there were
yeah,
CBs. Everybody would just go, no matter who was on stage. There was always people there.
yeah,
I
You
was
know,
just talking to a friend of mine about it. When we used to go, like we would go bar hopping. So we would go to like 3 bars, and then like now you go to a bar, you're stuck for the night with whatever band. But we would go to one bar, and you could hear Edgar Winter. Then you'd go to another band, Cyndi Lauper, like another bar,
yeah,
and see Cyndi Lauper. They were like top names, but
yeah.
not I guess not
But
that
they
much.
weren't charging like $25
Yeah,
to
like
get in.
yeah, and they were good, and you could just go from place to place, and it's so different now. Like now to see
mm,
any of those bands, you have to pay a couple $100 and see a show. I liked it when it was in the small clubs.
yeah. Yeah, everything's pretty inflated. We used to go to the Jazz
Yeah.
Fest in New Orleans a lot because my wife is from there. It was a couple of bucks. Now
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
hundred bucks to park almost. It's ridiculous, you know.
yeah,
Yeah. I
So
know.
everything just got so inflated, and it comes back to when you're trying to do your music, and it kind of hurts a little bit because now you're not gonna you can't overcharge, and what do you do?
yeah,
So, but yeah, it's different. So you guys have to go. You said a couple hours out just to get a gig.
yeah. I think that's going to pay us anything that's worthwhile. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't want to play for free either. That's
No.
another problem. You
Unless
know,
it's a benefit.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, right.
Yeah.
That's some of the things we had here too. Is now even the small clubs now you got to sign a contract. You got to pay the door guy, pay the sound guy, pay this guy, pay. By the time everybody gets paid out, it's like I got enough for a hamburger and a coke. It's like,
Yeah.
and they're making thousands.
Yeah.
The alcohol and the admission to come into the club, and it's like, and that's just the way it is, though. You know,
Yeah.
until we broke out to the Mars theaters, and then that's a game changer, I think. So,
Yeah.
but
There was some
go ahead.
there were some places that were cool that offered like we didn't have to pay or anything like that, but I had a laugh because in the riders they would ask for certain things like because nobody in the band really drank,
Yeah.
so we would ask for like coconut milk water,
Yeah.
whatever it was, and then I asked for Jack in the Box tacos.
Oh my God.
We would ask for chocolate, and I think they looked at it like even what was the whiskey.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean,
whiskey.
we were probably the cheapest band for them
Yeah.
because we asked for nothing.
Yeah. We don't like, we see these bands that get like, like 2 cases
Coolers,
of beer,
yeah, cases, yeah,
a bottle of Jack Daniels,
yeah,
and it's like, we're just like water, a lot of
Water.
water,
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
yeah.
Definitely got to just yeah. I remember reading in a book about the Ramones when one of the funnier things that they asked for on their rider was Yoo-Hoo.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it was like
Yeah.
yeah.
And they asked Johnny Ramone about that, and they asked him. Now, a lot of places, out of the United States didn't know what Yoo-Hoo was. He goes, a lot of places
Right.
in America didn't know what it was.
That's funny because basically we asked for the chocolate coconut water, which
Yeah.
tastes like Yoo-Hoo.
Yeah.
Oh wow! Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I would imagine so.
yeah.
It does,
Yoo-Hoo's
yes.
not
Yeah.
milk. There's no milk in Yoo-Hoo.
Yeah.
No.
That's
As a matter of fact, what I'll do is down here our big grocery stores are called HEB, and I'll
Okay.
go and I'll get the juice box version of the Yoo-Hoos. I
Yeah,
know
yeah, we have those.
yeah, and I'll go and I'll get a couple of them and I'll stick them in the freezer for a little
Yep.
about under an hour and let them get a little bit icy. Oh, so
Yeah. Yeah.
good.
We actually have those in the fridge right now, but I'm really pissed because I don't like them as much as I used to. And I looked at the ingredients. They added, I think, sucralose. It's not real sugar anymore.
Yeah.
Oh
And
man.
it's fake sugar. And to me,
it
it
tastes
lost
different.
it
Yeah.
sucks now.
Wow.
Sorry, Yoo-Hoo.
Sorry.
I was a fan for 30 years,
Forever,
but yeah.
And that's one of our big sponsors too. We're crushed.
No.
Not anymore.
Cut
Not
that out.
anymore. Not anymore. Edit.
I really love the sucralose. Yeah.
So with everything going on, what's next on the horizon for you guys? What's the next move, so to speak?
Well, we got gigs coming up in like Montreal, Toronto, Hamilton, Ontario. And we're talking to some people about getting us out to England again for the first time in like 20 years.
Oh wow.
So,
Okay.
things, with the new release, some things are starting to open up again. So, we're just, trying to touch base with promoters and see what, where the best interest is that makes it, worth our time and, everything to go out and hit those places. I'm actually surprised because I've been noticing we've been getting a lot of orders from North Carolina. So I got to kind of take a look down there and
Wow.
see what's going on down there because we should definitely be booking something there, seeing how many people are,
would
taking
show
the
up.
interest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That would be kind of cool. So when you do, you find that you kind of do better with the merch as opposed to what the venue actually is going to pay you, or however they set that up
Kind of
for you
depends.
guys.
Yeah,
It
I mean,
depends.
we like the way things are right now, we got like very, very tight, schedules. So we can only like do gigs where like the promoter has to pay to fly us out and fly back home. So, it's generally like, like 2 years ago we did Austin, and it was like we like landed at 6 o'clock. We did the show, and from the show we just went right straight
Yeah,
back
they
to
had
the
a car
airport.
waiting for us
Yeah.
outside the venue, and
Oh
we
my
had
Yeah.
to get
God.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have a little bit more
Yeah.
flexibility,
Yeah.
I think, from the summer on, but
Yeah, for the summer, like we could probably
maybe.
do like, like 2 shows on a weekend. So like if we can like arrange something like say like, you know, San Antonio and Dallas,
Right,
Yeah.
right,
we
Yeah.
can like fly into one city, then fly to the other one and fly back from there.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or there's a few 5-day ones too.
And yeah, we got the one like 5 day open.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Or if
Well,
somebody wants to have us like play like a Monday or Tuesday, we still got those, available.
to come out. Okay.
Yeah.
So so just for our listeners, if they wanted to contact you guys, or where's all your stuff available to order your new LP, your merchandise site and all that stuff, so if you can let them know where to go to find you guys.
Yeah, we're at theundead.com.
Okay.
And there's a contact there if you want to like write to us. There's also Diana does like all the Facebook and Instagram.
I do Facebook and some Instagram. I'm
Yeah.
kind of slow with Instagram. I don't get there very often, so
Yeah.
I apologize if I'm not answering quickly enough with a lot of
We do our best.
questions. But Facebook, I'm just on there all the time because
Right.
I stay in touch with family and friends that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I go at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep.
Can't sleep. Your Facebook. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I did send you another. I had to shut my original down. We got hacked. So I just sent you out another request. Yeah, I lost almost 3,000 people. So I'm trying to get them back.
No.
Yeah, we got hacked. They hacked into my account. They changed my address. They changed my wife's address. They
Wow.
messed with all. So it was kind of scary. So I said, no, you know what? Shut it down. So
Yeah.
now I restarted again, and I'm being a little more selective. Because when everything first started, you kind of get caught up in it.
Yeah.
You're just accepting all these people.
Yeah.
It could have been AI. It could have been who
Yeah.
knows.
I know.
But I did happen to send you another request on Facebook, and it'll be the Johnny C noise. So
I accepted that already.
you already okay.
Yeah.
I'm not on it as much as I
Yeah.
used to be. There's so
I
much
beat
stuff
you
going
to
on,
it.
so I think we're all back on. I'm trying to reconnect with people again, and again, it's just being more selective. I think this time
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's quality over quantity.
Yes.
for me.
100%.
Always.
You know what I'm
always.
saying? Because now it's like
Yep.
delete, get out of all these. And I'm like, no, I don't need all this.
Yeah.
So if someone gets wacky, I just axe them. You're out. See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't really answered any requests unless, like you said something, but unless they message me and tell me who they are, because I've even had messages from people I'm already friends with, and I'm like, why did you just friend me again? And they're like, that's not me. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big red flag. It happens to me all the time. It's like,
oh.
and it'll be like from relatives and stuff too. It's like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
scary.
I even get phone calls like that. I've had phone calls, and it's like my daughter's childhood friend, and it's on my, and I'm
Oh
like,
yeah. Yeah.
oh, why is Kelly calling me?
Yeah.
And I don't know how they do it, but it's
They
just
hack the numbers. They do. They get, and it's like
yeah.
I don't answer on my phone half the time. It's like to tell people to message me first.
Me
I'll call
too.
you back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Me
not picking
too.
up this phone, especially if there's a +1 in front of it. It's coming from.
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
forget it.
So you
Yeah,
forget
yeah.
about it. It's not going to
Yeah.
happen.
I
So,
know. And then on Facebook too, there's a lot of AI.
Yeah.
Like they catch me like, oh, look at this dog fell in quicksand and blah blah, blah. And it's like AI or it's set up.
Yeah.
So it's starting to get it to be a drag, and
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it
kind of
is.
getting discouraged, but it's still a good way to stay in touch with people.
Let's all go back to snail mail.
Let's go
Yeah,
back.
it
Yeah,
works.
But wait
Yeah.
a second, the stamps are now like $5.
$5. Yeah, you gotta
Yeah.
wait.
No,
Pony
they are.
Express it. Let's
I
go.
would
Yeah,
rather do that than, have some AI,
yeah, true.
bull,
Yeah.
um, I have one more question before we land this plane. I have one more question for the both of you. What are your shirt sizes? Because I just got with the t-shirt printing company to send me some prints. So I
Oh
want
wow.
to send you guys a couple of Inertia Channel t-shirts.
Oh awesome.
If you'd like.
What size are you?
I'm a small,
Small. What am I now? I'm like
a medium.
medium. Yeah, probably a medium.
Medium. All right. Yeah, it might take me a few weeks to get them to you guys because
Cool.
I've got to order
I
the
know how that
prints and
is.
it takes a couple of days for those to come in. You're welcome.
Yeah.
And then I got to order the shirts because they have to be a certain kind of shirt that presses the prints on there.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law convinced my mother and me to invest in a t-shirt printing press, and it can print shirts, and I think there's a thing on it where it can print coffee mugs and everything too. But
Oh wow.
I'd love to send you guys some Inertia Channel shirts as a big
Awesome.
thank you for coming on the channel and
For
being
sure.
a part of this because it means the world to me, and I know it means a lot to Jon as well because when we heard that you guys said that y'all wanted to be on, we were just like we were stoked. We were we
Oh,
were
Oh,
so
you've been doing so
excited.
much for us. Like, you were like the first person to like do anything about like, act your age again, like on YouTube, like showing people the record and talking about it and stuff. So, really, we appreciate that.
and I always enjoy your messages where you show us guitar riffs, and
Yeah,
you're actually amazing.
yeah,
You're
Thank
very
you.
fast.
Thank
You're
you.
very fast with down picking, which is
Down
a lost
picking.
art.
Yes.
Oh
yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
it is. Yes, it is.
yeah.
If we get to San Antonio, we're gonna have to like
Have
drag
you
you out.
jump on
Yeah,
stage?
Hell yes, definitely,
Yeah.
uh, definitely.
Have an ambulance waiting
Maybe we
outside just
can
in case.
maybe we can jam some London Dungeon or something.
Yeah.
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 That's another thing I wanted to talk about. I think I told this to Diane already, but my favorite Undead song is "The Undead," and I was
Yeah.
it like most punk rock songs will take me. I think the longest Ramon song I ever took me about an hour and a half, and that was that song "It's Not Gonna Happen." That bass
Uh-huh.
line that CJ Ramon plays is just crazy on there.
Yeah.
However, the bass line to the song "The Undead" took me about 6 hours to
Really?
figure
What?
out. Yes, because
Wow.
I was so used to it being a certain way, and those changes in there are just so clever. I had to count. Like, okay, he's gonna do this part 2 times. He's gonna do this another 3 times.
Nope.
He's gonna go back to this and a bass slide here, and you know. But I got it. I eventually I got it down, and it
We
was
all talk. We all talk about it when we're trying to figure out another song, or like we're working on the songs from this thing, and even Jason was, or whoever it was just like, why did you do this? You did it 2 times here. It should have been 4, and then you made it 6.
Yeah.
Why did you now do it 3? And I'm arguing with I counted 5.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
God.
oh my gosh.
Sometimes it just happens that way. When
Yeah.
you just,
And
when you do it
even the chord
intentionally,
progression, you swap.
Yeah.
you swap
And
it out.
like
Yeah.
years ago, I did a tour with the Independents, like backing me up, and Willie B just finally turned to me at one point and goes, "Bobby, you write these really simple sounding songs, but then you throw this tricky shit into
Yeah.
it."
oh
Yeah.
yes, because I was like I would play it, then I'd be like wanting to do a part, and I'm like, and dun dun dun, and I'm like, how did it go back to that already? So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I
know.
it took me like uh over I'd say about by the third day because it was 2 hours one day, 2 hours at it the next day, and by the third day I finally got it, and I was like, okay, here we go. I'm setting up. I finally got into the vibe of it. But yeah, it's awesome.
If you ever get stuck, just FaceTime him and
Yeah.
he'll show you.
Yeah.
I'll take you
He's
up
done
on
it
that.
You might as
before.
well, you might as well
He's
get it from
done
the
it
source.
before.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I've got a short attention span myself, so like I have to keep myself interested in my song. So I have to like I can't keep it monotonous. Otherwise, I just like
Yeah.
I get bored. So I
Yeah.
gotta keep myself interested. So I kind of throw things in there.
Well, it's
That's
definitely
awesome.
clever. It's definitely clever the way the changes go. You know,
Thanks.
no
Just makes it
problem.
hard to memorize for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
Well,
that's the fun of learning something. It's like it's like learning somebody's craft. It's like somebody's style almost.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
pretty awesome. It's
you're
pretty
right.
awesome.
well, we really, really appreciate you guys coming on, and it's good seeing you for sure. I mean, it's been a really, really, really long time. I mean,
We won't talk about that.
yeah, we won't talk about that, but
It was just a couple of weeks ago.
it was a few
I don't
weeks
have that
ago.
excuse. I
You
never
know,
met him.
Yeah.
It's the
no,
first time.
I think once it might have been at you got Chinese food or something, whatever it was. I don't remember, but it's such a long time ago. But anyway, we really, really appreciate. I know Henry was super stoked when you guys agreed to come on. He's like a super
Thanks.
fan, um, and he's when we decided to do this channel, he had asked. I said no problem. For us to collaborate on this, and we've so far, we're having fun. Things starting to pick up, and I think after this, things will really. I told him before, things will start to kind of really start to go. And we got people lined up. We have so many
Cool.
Oh,
people
that's
lined up
awesome.
that
Yeah.
want to come on, and we're like, well, now you have to wait because we're booked up, and
Oh, good.
and we
Good.
haven't even, we haven't even told any, really released that you guys were coming on, so
Yeah.
right now you have
We
to wait.
kept it.
So
We kept it
we
under
kept it under
wraps.
wraps
We were
till,
gonna
yeah,
have
till
some
we
very
release
very
this thing.
special guests
Yeah,
on the channel,
yeah,
but we didn't say who it was. We didn't give
Oh,
that
right.
away.
yeah.
So
So it
uh,
kind of
yeah,
works out.
I think people are gonna be really really
Surprised.
surprised. So
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah.
is. It is, and again, we'll certainly stay in touch for sure. And
Yep.
Okay.
Definitely.
yeah, I'm ordering up some stuff, and I'll let you know what's when things go on with Sugar Virus. Put out a bunch of stuff too, and see, I'm not sure if he's gonna come back out with John Christ or not, but whatever happens. But if you can come out either to Texas or here or Birmingham or whatever,
Be
we'll
great.
figure it out. We'll get you
Okay.
out here, get you literally a place to stay, whatever you need, and
Awesome.
do a show, and we're right here. So
Okay.
and right up your
Okay.
alley with the farm. So you got your horses and stuff. So
Oh, yay.
Yeah.
yay!
He's got
Well,
cows.
we
You
got
got
cattle.
cows?
Yeah, I got a cow. I got a small cattle farm, and
Oh, wow.
yeah.
No horses.
No, we had them. I had them for years. When I first met
Oh,
my wife, I sold the motor. I was big into my motorcycles, for years.
yeah, me too.
Yeah, and so we got rid of that. Got into horses. Did that for 6, 7 years. And I got back into biking. Anyway, long story short, Hurricane Katrina ran us up here to Alabama from New Orleans. I had the property, and now we have Black Angus cattle and goats and dogs, and it's a menagerie up here.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
cool.
it's fun. We really have no idea what the hell we're doing, but we just do it. So, but we'll
That's
figure.
awesome.
Oh yeah. We'll definitely figure. We'll down the road we'll figure something out. And
Okay.
but yeah,
Yeah.
again, thank you so much. It's certainly great to have you
Thanks.
guys. And
Yeah, it was nice hanging with you guys.
It's
Yeah.
been an
it was
honor.
really
It's been an honor.
cool.
We definitely got later on down the road. We'd love to have you guys back again, and we got to do this
Awesome.
again. I'll also talk to some of the if I can get a hold of some of those venues I told you about and see if
Sure.
what's going on. And I have
Yeah.
y'all's email, and I'll let y'all know, and maybe we can do something for the summer. And
Okay.
it'd be great. It'd be a good
That'd be
time.
great.
Be a good
Yeah.
time.
Sounds good.
All right, man.
All right,
Thanks a
guys.
lot.
All
All right,
right.
Hey,
guys.
Good,
John,
Y'all
good
Henry,
take
seeing
care.
thanks.
you.
Have a good night.
Thank
You
you
too.
so
Have a
much.
good night. Thank you so much. You guys take care. We'll talk soon.
Thanks a lot.
You too.
All right. Take care.
All
All
right.
Sure.
right.
Bye.
Okay,
Later.
bye.
Bye-bye.